my Chinese carbon road bike, bought off of eBay. I think it was around 700 bucks for the frame and the fork. Came with a headset and a clamp. Works well. I like it a lot. It came off of a Cannondale Synapse. I had about 4,000 miles on my Synapse. Supposedly an endurance bike, a more upright long distance bike. Never worked for me. It was uncomfortable for me. I changed the bars, changed the stem. It's the right size for me. It just, I never got it to work right. It hurt. This bike is much different. Much more extreme angles. I'm lower, but I'm more comfortable. This bike soaks up the vibrations like nothing I've ever experienced. Honestly, I got the same size tires. I got 25mm tires and 25mm rims, which is the same setup I had on my Cannondale. But it's fantastic. It's incredibly stiff. It's immediately stiffer than the Cannondale when you push on the pedals. It's just instant transfer. I weigh 190 pounds. I can't get the bottom bracket to flex at all. But it does flex in the right way, which is you can't feel it in your butt or your hands. It's really nice. It's fast. I like it. If I had any complaints, would be that when I put it together, it has a BB30 bottom bracket, and you have to press in the bearings. There was some epoxy residue inside of the bottom bracket, which I had to scrape out with a X-Acto knife. It wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't very easy either because it was a radius and I didn't want to scratch the inside of the bottom bracket, so it just took a while to scrape it out of there. Other than that, it went together perfectly. I have Jaguar Pro road cables, which are a little bit fatter, I think, than most cables. And the brake cable on a disc bike is continuous through the frame, on this frame anyway, and it goes under the bottom bracket. There's a piece under the bottom bracket where normally on a normal bike the cable for the shifter would pass through and then continue in its housing back here. But because of the cable having to be continuous, I had to actually file the frame a little bit to get the fat Jaguar cable to fit through that holder or hanger. I used a chainsaw file. It took a second. It's just a hair too tight to push the cable all the way through. I don't know if that's a design flaw or not. I've had problems with Jaguar cables being fat and not fitting in the ferrule, and then the ferrule barely fitting in the frame. No issues after that with the cable or rubbing or anything. Works great. I'm really happy with it. The finish, it's hard to see because it's so black, but if you can see, let's see if I can get it to focus. It's beautiful. They did a really get it to focus in for you. See that? It's really nice. The rims too, Chinese carbon rims, Novatech hubs. Getting a little beat up, but that's to be expected. Questions, comments? Leave them in the comments. I'll answer any questions you got. Thanks.